Hello friends, my name is Leigh, and I create videos about photography as an art and as a lifestyle. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an important announcement today. The Nikon F-mount is dead. Gone. Finished. Let's look at the facts. Nikon's most recent F-mount camera, the very capable Nikon D780, was released in early 2020. It's a real gem. Did you know that it is the only Nikon DSLR with on-sensor phase detection, similar to Z-mount cameras? In live view, the D780 is effectively a Nikon Z6, which is impressive for a camera that can fully utilize lenses that are decades old. It's a camera that we've borrowed several times and got great results out of. But it's dead. The Nikon D6, lightning fast, frames for miles. With the same F-mount capability that Nikon Pro cameras have enjoyed for generations. Dead. This lens is dead, that lens is dead, that one, all these others, they're all dead. And while they may live on in our hearts and on our shelves, they're dead. Before we go any further, I want to thank the sponsor of this portion of the video, Logitech. I've used many Logitech items in my time. Keyboards, mice, webcams. So when they wrote to me asking if I wanted to try the MX Creative Console, of course I said yes. Not only because it's Logitech and who wouldn't want to work with them, but also because I love efficiency, and efficiency is what this console brings to my workflow. The MX Creative Console is an add-on to your keyboard and mouse. It's a way to navigate and control a number of apps on your computer, including the Adobe Creative Suite. I am particularly excited to use it with Lightroom Classic. By the way, the Creative Console comes with a complimentary 3-month Adobe Creative Cloud subscription. That is a good deal. Okay, let's take a look. When you connect the console, it just works. There are pre-built profiles for the different apps, and the console knows to switch among them as you open and close the apps on your computer. I use the profile for Lightroom Classic, but there is a new profile for Lightroom, the non-classic version, if you prefer to use that app for your photo editing. That being said, you can customize exactly what tools you have access to on every single button, roller, and dial here by using the Logitech Options Plus app. I did customize the options on my mouse. It and my keyboard are also in the MX ecosystem, so I can use the same Options Plus app. I like that it all works together so well. Back to the console though. A couple of the items that I found immediately helpful are using the dial. I quickly navigate through the photos in the library with my left hand without taking my right hand off the mouse. And in Develop, which I can get to by pressing a button on the keypad, I can use the roller to zoom in and out quickly as I'm editing. Then I flag the image when I'm satisfied with it. Back in the library, I can quickly filter my flagged images so I know what I've got. I look forward to trying this out with Final Cut Pro, and I'm planning to try to create a custom profile to help me when I'm doing bookkeeping. I would love to speed up that process. I'm sure Raymond could think of 10 other ways to use this. And speaking of Raymond, when I opened the box from Logitech, he said, "You have the MX Keys S keyboard?" The man loves his keyboards. I will link to the MX Creative Console as well as my keyboard and mouse here in the description of this video. Check it out and let me know what you think. Thank you again to Logitech for sponsoring this portion of the video. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Why am I acting like this? How dare I say that the F-mount is dead? In 2018, Nikon released its first Z cameras, the Nikon Z6 and Z7, and they came out swinging. Were they perfect? Absolutely not. People mentioned the single memory card slot, battery life concerns, and the need to use an adapter for most of the Nikon lenses out there, F-mount lenses. While 2018 was the entry of Z cameras into the market with an entirely new lens mount, you could see the potential, and Nikon was very clear about the direction they were going. However, most of the lenses, the bread and butter of an interchangeable lens system, were on the future roadmap and not yet released. This meant that you were adapting lenses or continuing to use f-mount gear. Over time, however, Nikon has released already legendary lenses for the Z-mount. They filled in the wide angle, mid-range, and telephoto f2.8 zooms that we crave. They've added prime lenses up and down the range, including f1.2 options, which were rarely released on f-mount, and the f0.95 58mm knocked lens. On the telephoto side, you have a 100 to 400, a 180 to 600, and prime lenses up to 800 millimeters. Within all of that, there is an S line of premium Z lenses and plenty of non-S lenses, which are also of stellar quality. And what has also been happening with the Z-mount is that independent lens manufacturers have come to the table in a big way, with high-quality lenses that are less expensive than their Nikon counterparts. And manufacturers have done this with both full-frame and APS-C lenses, primes and zooms. Let's take Viltrox, for example. For DX, we have a 75mm f1.2 Pro lens and a 35mm f1.7 Air lens. This one is super light, particularly for an f1.7 lens. Moving into full frame, we have a 16mm f1.8, 20mm f1.8 manual focus, a 24mm f1.8, 40mm f2.8 Air, 50mm f2 Air, 50mm f1.8, 85mm f1.8, and a 135mm f1.8 Lab. I love this lens so much, I would marry it. Viltrox is revamping their lineup over time with Air, Pro, and Lab lenses. So here we have an independent lens manufacturer with multiple levels of Z lenses, just like Nikon does. We also have a TT Artisan 75mm f2 full-frame lens and a Laowa 35mm f.95 manual focus full-frame lens. We have various Lensbaby Z-mount lenses that we enjoy. Tamron is making Z-mount lenses, and Sigma has introduced a phenomenal trio of f1.4 DX primes. What am I doing here? Why am I listing out all of these Z lenses after declaring the f-mount to be dead? The reason is that I think we're seeing the swell in Z lens choices, where you can now build a full system of Z lenses at low, medium, or high price points. Interchangeable lens cameras are all about choices in the bodies themselves and also the lenses that attach to those bodies. You could build a system of a few premium lenses, or many, or start slow with a kit lens and 1 or 2 primes. And the offerings are there from both Nikon and independent manufacturers to either grow that system today or over time. That is what makes the f-mount dead. Not just that Nikon isn't introducing any more f-mount gear, but that you can match or beat virtually any f-mount setup with Z-mount, with lenses that have top-notch quality and characteristics. Yes, even the independent lenses that trade at a discount are as or more capable than legendary f-mount lenses of the past. And from a body perspective, you have DX, FX, and choices within. For DX, you have modern cutting edge with the Z52 and, among a couple of other options, the retro-inspired ZFC. On the full frame side, you have the Z7 and Z6 in their second and third generations, respectively, the Z5 II, the retro-inspired ZF, and the Z8 and Z9 rounding out the flagship side. There are choices up and down the line, and the used market is quite mature, offering very good discounts on previously loved Z bodies and lenses. I'm here to tell you today that the Z system has truly arrived and can be the one system for you. And you can leave those dusty old f-mount lenses behind, unless you don't want to. For one, if you shoot film full-time or occasionally, and if you're a Nikon lover, the f-mount is where it's at. Over the past couple of years, Raymond and I have purchased our f-mount film dream cameras, the f6 and the FM3A. A couple of months ago in Chicago, I purchased this 135mm f-mount lens for the FM3A, a dead lens for a dead body. And thanks to mirrorless camera architecture, we can use our old f-mount lenses on our Z-mount cameras, including our prized 50mm f1.2 AIS lens, and B, we can use these f-mount lenses on our L-mount cameras, our micro four thirds cameras, and you can use them on Fujifilm, Sony, Canon, and most other mirrorless bodies. And while I've proudly announced today that the F-mount is dead, it is you who can keep it alive as long as you want. Whether it's the lenses, film SLRs, DSLR, or a mix and match combination that might leave people scratching their heads, like me. You call the shots and choose what you want to shoot with and how you shoot with it. We've even stacked adapters to get old manual focus F-mount lenses autofocusing on our Z-mount bodies. That's right, we've gotten dead lenses to do things that they couldn't even do when they were alive. Overall, what I'm saying today is that you can put the F-mount behind you if that's what you want. For us, the Z-mount offers everything that we would want in different lines and price points from different manufacturers. But if you want to do something a little bit different and keep using F-mount gear, and even, like me, acquiring more F-mount gear, it's certainly still out there in the resale market, and you might just find some combinations of bodies and lenses, new and old, that give you the itch to grab that gear, take it outside, and challenge yourself to shoot in your completely unique style. And that's really the point, isn't it? So yes, Nikon has stopped producing F-mount gear, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't use it. In fact, I want to know what F-mount gear you use the most. Let me know in the comments. Why do you love it? Please do like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I have another video in the works where I talk through how to enter the Nikon Z system, if that's your next step. Plus, I have videos coming using other systems and other accessories too. So if you hit the bell, you'll be notified when I share a new video. You'll never miss out. Thank you for watching. Mine. Don't worry, baby. No one's going to take you away from me. The Nikon F-mount is dead. I don't like saying that. I am extremely uncomfortable right now. I know you're going to come for me in the comments. Don't shoot the messenger. Oh no, I'm going to be in so much trouble. Nikon's never going to work with me again. They're going to hate it. People are going to hate it. Doing it anyway.